Karina.
And we welcome you to Renaissance Swag TV episode 7, live from the comfy couch. And today we are very excited to share with you something that we both received tremendous value from. And it's actually an ancient Cherokee parable. And the Cherokees were a Native American tribe in America. They still exist today. But in case you haven't heard of it, it's called the Two Wolves, and we'd love to share with you.
Yeah, so I first found out about this actually in a written letter to me by a papu, or aka grandfather figure, who's not blood related, but feels like my very own grandfather. And here goes story time. So here we go. An old Cherokee chief was teaching his grandson about life. "A fight is going on inside me," he said to the boy. "It is a terrible fight, and it's between two wolves. One is evil. He is anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, self-doubt, and ego. The other is good. He is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. This same fight is going on inside you, and inside every other person too." The grandson thought about it for a minute, and then asked his grandfather, "Well, which wolf will win?" The old chief simply replied, "The one you feed." It's so powerful.
And I think one of the number one takeaways is actually that, so there's these two wolves inside you, right? And what the grandfather says is that it's the one you feed is the one that wins. So who is this you compared to these two wolves going inside your head?
Well, something I found is that when you're in this moment, when the bad wolf is coming out to play, you recognize it and you're trying to bring the good wolf. So here's an example. Long story short, kind of recently had a statement that I kind of took personally, took a little offense, and I recognized the bad wolf was coming. So I said, okay, I don't want to get on this negative spiral. Let me go into a place where I can easily bring out some goodness and some good wolf vibes.
Okay.
Yoga. Did some yoga. Did some poses. Got frustrated because I couldn't do it. Usually I could do it. Wobbly all over the place. My balance falling out every 5 seconds. So now I'm getting frustrated. So I said, okay, let me put some music on. Well, it was like a cacophonous sounding pots and pans when, yesterday was like this beautiful melody. So I'm thinking, okay, this is not good.
Right.
It's like this big snowball effect. And we've all been there. We all have taken one thing and just let it fester and blow.
Definitely. And the whole point of this is that we're trying to figure out, how do you starve off that bad wolf, which is the escalating snowball effect of negativity, and then how do you feed the good wolf and make sure that you're filled with more positive and uplifting thoughts and feelings?
Well, here's step one.
Okay.
You gotta laugh. Laugh at yourself. And early on, way early on, before that snowball gets this big.
Okay.
Because
so it's like not taking yourself so seriously.
Don't take yourself so seriously. Laugh and just have compassion for yourself.
Right.
Don't put yourself down. Don't add the negative comments about yourself and why you're so negative at the moment. So what happens? You have a negative thought, then you have another negative thought that says, "Why are you so negative?" It's like, what?
Right. It's very meta.
Very meta, but have some compassion and please laugh. It's just, laughter is just good for the soul.
No, I love that one about self-compassion. But this leads us to number 2. Well, I don't know why I did 2. Number 2. What makes you tick? So a lot of times there can be triggers that make us feel a certain negativity arise within. It can be anger, jealousy, sad, fear, insecurity. You choose you choose your form of negativity, right? And the thing is, it's okay that we have these triggers, but what's most important is that we're aware of them, and when we're aware of them, we can figure out what arises, and then we're allowed to tackle why it arises, and then how to take action on them. So it's not really about eliminating, just be aware of them.
So, and that leads us into number 3 of how to starve the bad wolf and how to feed the good wolf.
Yes.
Good wolf, excuse me. You gotta take ownership of your life.
Definitely.
Take responsibility of your actions, of your thoughts, all of it, the whole gamut. Because, you are basically the CEO of your own company. You're the company, you're the CEO. Great. Glad we got that all settled. Because, we've been reading this book, As a Man Thinketh, by James Allen, and so poetic. We're going to put that in the notes because we all feel like you should read it. It's very, like you said, it's kind of meta, but it's a great short read. And he really explains how you kind of are the molder of your life. You're the gardener of your garden. You are in control of your life. At any point, any circumstance, any event could just plop right in front of your path. You don't have control over it, but you have control over how you react and respond.
Absolutely.
So take ownership.
And that definitely leads us into number 4, which is reducing or eliminating all of your exposure to the toxic people, environment, and ideas in your life, and then surrounding yourself with more uplifting people and environment and ideas. And you mentioned As a Man Thinketh, and one of James Allen's most powerful ideas is that your mind, it's neutral. Think of it as neutral, fertile soil. It can plant anything that you want to put in there. So if you're feeding yourself with all this negative news, right, that's what's going to foster all these weeds. But if it's more positive ideas, you're going to have a beautiful garden, right? And the weeds are always going to be there. But it's just our job to notice that they're there and just pluck them out. Just some hygiene, right?
There you go.
And when we're talking about reducing or eliminating that negative content, I mean, it's simple as if you're on social media and there's tons of negative people, all you got to do is unfollow.
Sorry, we don't. There's nothing rude. We don't. It's just the way it is.
Right. It's nothing personal. It's just if something is just triggering something in you and you don't want to take part in it anymore, just eliminate it. And then, I mean, you do have this powerful thing called the internet, right? You can find very powerful blogs, podcasts, websites, right?
YouTube
so if you
videos.
don't have that community right now in your life, you can have those people from afar, but they're still informing you with positive messages.
Great. And the last but not least, forgive yourself and forgive others. Recognize that if you're dealing with 2 wolves, so is everyone else.
Right.
And you can't take it personally because you don't know what they're going through. They don't know what you're going through. Sometimes we don't communicate as human beings. I don't know why, but it just happens.
Or miscommunication.
Or we miscommunicate, and then what happens immediately, someone takes it personally. I did, and then I fell into that whole big snowball effect. And it's not pretty. It's not serving you. It's so much easier to just be in a place of love and not fear. So please forgive yourself and forgive others. It's as simple as that.
And then we're going to move on. I know you just said that was the last tip.
Yeah, that's true.
But this is the last tip.
Bonus, extra.
Yep. It's actually, you want to feed that good wealth. An easy way to do it is just write down 3 things you're grateful for. And this is especially powerful in the beginning of the day because it sets the pace and tone of what's to come when you focus on what you're grateful for. Or at the end of the day, when you get to reflect, what was the best part of your day and why are you thankful for it?
And this is what we do to each other sometimes. We'll text each other right before the end of the night. What are you grateful for? So grab a friend, text someone. What are you grateful for tonight? And see what they reply. You reply. You'll just feel so much better, about the day when you hit the hay.
And if that bad wolf is prowling, it's near you. It's gonna go away because you're filling your mind with more enriching thoughts.
So we hope you enjoyed. We hope you. Leave some comments of maybe some other tips, other parables. And where you can check us out on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, our blog, www.renswag.com for short, or Renaissance Swag for the whole effect.
And we love to see you there. So leave in the comments, what do you do to feed your good wolf, and what do you do to starve off that bad wolf? But until then, we want to wish you a wonderful day. And ciao, ciao.
See you next week. Ciao.
And we welcome to you.
Just go rolling on the ring, rolling. So it's a little complicated. I'm Greek. So if you haven't already noticed, I'm Greek. We had the Opa way back in the past. We had that episode. So in Greek, we call grandfather. She's giggly.
Wait, are we going?